Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my second episode of Noobs to Pros. In this episode, what I wanted to do was kind of like showcase how easily you can defeat the boss that I was referring to um, in the previous video by yourself. You don't actually need to be in a party or a group. I think sometimes that makes it more harder, just because like if you're trying to get specific blueprints, you just want to just go through it as fast as you can. Here I just start off with like some of the changing some of my weapon loadouts to kind of like reflect what I said in the last video. I'm gonna equip the Lex just because I think it is one of the best pistols in the game, and especially if you're thinking of picking up shotgun as your primary weapon, that complements it very nicely just because of the range. It's basically a sniper rifle and a pistol. It gets 8 shots, which is far more than a lot of the sniper rifles get in this game. And so now I'm just equipping some of the damage mods on this diffusion barrel. I give it multi-shot, fire rate, increase the base damage, increase critical strike chance and critical strike damage, along with I think it was pistol reload speed and fire rate, because the gun fires very slowly. The Lex fires very slowly, and you want to give it fire rate. Just because follow-up shots without it are just painful. And so that's my build with the Lex, and it works fairly well, as you'll see in the video. This is more of a showcase of Loki and just the Lex. I'm not even gonna take out my Gorgon and actually fire at anything. Both of them have Orkin reactors and catalysts respectively. I'm using my Skana Prime, which is basically a weapon that you can only get if you were if you buy one of the founders packs. You can't get it in game in any other way, and I haven't really leveled it up just because I've had many other sort of like little projects within Warframe that I wanted to do. And so now I totally forget where the boss was that I needed to kill, and I'm trying to just remember. And then I was like, oh, it was in Venus. That's right. You just talked about it in the last video. So I just start that mission by myself, skip the cinematics. I've seen it way too many times. And so so basically, what in this game, what I'll do is I'll just kill the boss. This is not the most efficient farming run, by the way. If you really want to do it really fast, as fast as you can, what you want to do is you just want to ignore everybody around you. You just don't want to stop and take out these little corpus minions here and there. You just want to go straight to the boss, and just because the speed that Loki has or Volt has, you can just avoid a lot of these enemies. And once you're level 30, you don't really need to kill them, just because you don't need you don't need the experience. And what you want to do is you just want to do it as many times in an hour as possible, because that's what farming is. That increases your chances of getting better items, better loot, and so on and so forth. So here I'm just killing them just to show you like how good the Lex can be. I basically can, even though they are really low tiered enemies, even on high tiered enemies, if you critical crit somebody in the right spot, you can one-shot kill them very easily. Here I'm just trying to remember, like, especially those robots, I totally forget where their critical spots are. Sometimes I think it's in between the legs, and sometimes I think it's the giant like camera thing on their head, but I can't figure it out. But for the corpus, I know it's their head. One other mod that's on this pistol that you should put as well, and I don't remember whether I did in the beginning of this video or not, is armor piercing. Is because a lot of these enemies are very well armored, and you lose part of your damage when you don't have armor piercing on the gun. And especially if you're not using something like the Boltor or the AK Boltor for sidearms, who do not have armor, who have a lot of armor piercing innately. You don't need that on those pistols, but on almost every other pistol you would like to have armor piercing, just because you're using a portion on your damage, which anybody is soaking up just because they have really high base armor value. So one of the other good things about Loki is very underappreciated is how fast he is. I mean, this dictates with this, you can dictate a lot of fights. I mean, if I get surrounded, I can just run away from them, literally, if I don't even have like energy. The base movement speed of Loki is so fast that you can just run away from a fight if you have to. I mean, of course, people say you're a coward, but there's something called, you know, strategically retreating to a better position. You know, you should dictate in any game. This is kind of like a universal concept that you know, that people should realize. And you know, military history, and people who, some of you who know military history will know this, is that you want to dictate fights on your own terms. You don't want to go into a fight based on enemy's turns where he has all the advantages and you have none. And so here I pop a decoy knowing that there will be people behind this door. You know, I take him out with the legs, and you know, I go from that point onwards. You know, all these enemies are pretty low tiered for the amount of damage I do, so you know, this is pretty easy, but this is what you can expect when you have a tiered, you know, and you have like a level 30 character with appropriate, you know, guns and you know, mods and so on and so forth. It will be very easy to farm Rhino. It's just a pain that you have to do it so many times, because I think in this game the 2 bosses that I had to kill numerous times to get their war blueprints, and that took me forever, was probably Frost was the number 1. It just took forever just to try to get you know, all the blueprints together. You know, I kept getting the helmet over and over and over again, and I was just, it's just really insane. But eventually I got all the blueprints and I crafted you know, Frost, and you know, the other one was Rhino, just because, you know, I helped my friend with it and it took forever as well. So finally I come to the boss, and you know, here I'm just gonna show you what you want to do. You want to hide behind one of these pillars. You don't want to fight him in the open, just because his machine guns do insane damage if you just let them fire. They're basically like the Gorgon, like they spool up pretty fast, and after that, you know, it's a lot of damage. You want to hide behind this pillar so he doesn't shoot you, and then take out his arm that's exposed, the bigger one preferably, because it's an easier target. I'm gonna take a couple of shots and then run to the next pillar, because if you get too close, he can sort of like stun lock you, where he stomps the ground over and over again, and then can't really do anything. And that's happened to me a couple of times. I don't know whether to fix it now or not. And plus he fires the rockets, which he doesn't get to do in this one, which do insane damage. So here I'm just running from pillar to pillar, taking my shots. And if you see like the health bar for the boss, it's like insane how much damage I can do to him so fast with this pistol. Like, you know, this pistol is better than many primary weapons in this game. And you know, this shows, like, I mean, I've basically taken most of his health away, even without, you know, taking literally next to no damage from him. And so I just run from one, as soon as I realize he's not taking any damage, you know, I just run to the next pillar and repeat this process over and over again. You know, again, I'm trying to run away. You know, I'm not gonna take him in a head-on fight just because I know I'm not gonna survive that. Especially with Loki's health is fairly limited even with mods, and his shields too, so you don't want to take the chance of, like, you know, him taking you down and you listening and just realizing the day. You know, best left it for something like Stalker. And so here I actually killed, you know, all of the boss fairly, you know, painlessly, and you know, now I'm just taking my time and cleaning up every other boss, every other sort of like corpus that's left on the map. And you know, in the farming run, I would actually just start running right for the exit as fast as you can, just because if I got what I wanted, then, you know, I'd rather start crafting it. If I did not get what I wanted, then, you know, I want to get back and kill the boss as quickly as I can. So that's one other thing that Loki excels at, is running, so you can just go through these a lot faster. So does Volt, and so does all the initial warframes, but you can substitute any of the other warframes and accomplish the same results. All you need is this weapon, just because if you looked, I took next to no you know, damage from the boss itself, and that in itself is you know, it should show you how easy farming this boss is. And once you get Rhino, you know, I'll upload the video tomorrow. I'll showcase taking out Jackal, which is one of the tougher bosses in the game. He can one-shot kill you if you're not careful, and if you don't have the appropriate mods. He's pretty ruthless in that. I remember having a very hard time when I first did not have Rhino and tried to take him on by myself. I just could not get his shields down quick enough for me to actually kill him. And so here I finally decide it's time to turn invisible and use that, put that lovely melee weapon to good use, and I kill most of the enemies before they can tell where I am. And then I go back to shooting people in the face with my legs. And so, this boss is very easy to kill. If you have multiple people, you can do it even at lower tier, because you can just concentrate fire on one leg and just take him down. And then most of you will pick up the blueprints and make the specific warframes. Make Rhino eventually, hopefully. Hopefully it's not as painful as it was for me, but it can be sometimes. There's been some bugs people have reported, that they did this boss many times and could not find any in the blueprint. So I would suggest looking at the wiki. I would link in the description below just to see. I don't know whether that's confirmed or unconfirmed. I've not seen anything on the official forums anywhere. Sometimes the developers don't respond, but it is what it is. So I would have a look at it. Just be careful as to not have that glitch, just because you'll be farming this boss endlessly without actually any success. So yeah, guys, I think I'm about done talking about how good Loki is, or what he can and cannot do, or why you should farm this boss, because it is so easy to farm, and Rhino is one of the best warframes in the game. Yeah, if you'd like to see any other videos, I know a lot of people have questions on the forums about many other things. I will be sure to sort of like make a video about it, though I can't promise, because if I have not actually tested something myself, I don't want to give you a false sort of like false sense of information that I know what I'm talking about, whereas I have absolutely no idea what the hell I'm saying. So yeah, so guys, if you like this video, I would highly suggest that you link this videos to your friends. Hope it helps other people in trying to farm this boss, or trying to make up their mind about specific warframes. And also, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll try to upload more Warframe videos, though I do, play a lot more games than Warframe. So yeah, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment, and I'll try my best to answer them as soon as I can. Hope it was helpful, so good luck.